happy to talk to you about the stranger in my home. Wow, the
Yeah.
stranger.
On us.
So, if you don't mind, we're going to start with you, Sophia. What was it like to get back into that high school atmosphere? I loved One Tree Hill. You got to play a cheerleader, and now you get to be on the other end, a mother, kind of semi coaching, and yet a kick-ass mom.
Yeah, I mean, what I loved so much about the book and obviously the subsequent adaptation for our movie is that it's just such a rich world for all of our characters. And certainly for mine, I loved getting to see this woman in this really interesting moment in her life where things are shifting. Her kid is much more independent. She's figuring out her identity, uh, getting ready to be an empty nester, and also in her work and in her marriage. And the sort of curveball that comes in with the unexpected family ties between my character and Chris's character really just upends this world that she thinks she knows. And so I just loved all the kind of flavors of it. And it was certainly very cool to, although it was only one day, be in the high school gym with all the kids. We definitely didn't have any national championship winning folks on our team back in the day. So it was cool to see these kids getting to really learn from the best on set. We had a ball.
Chris, I mean, we know you for your wholesome social media stories, and then you bring us Tom.
Yeah, let's hope Tom Truby doesn't come home with me because he's an interesting guy. Yeah, so Tom is a father, which I can relate to, and of course, we kick off the movie with the baby switch, which I think is this like inherent fear in everyone. I think everyone can sort of tap into this, like, what if I was switched at birth? What if my child was switched at birth? It's just this like overarching fear, and then that's the truth of the beginning of this story, and it's it's a great way to kick off the drama.
Mm.
It is. Tell me about bringing in this character that makes not only Allie skeptical, but also us as viewers, like about Tom. Like, who is he? What are the intentions? And portraying that.
All right, well, I think Tom's intentions come off sort of very singular at first. We think he's going to, he's there about the switched identities. He seems very pure in his intentions. In fact, it seems respectful of the whole situation. But as things unfold, we learn that his intentions are a little bit deeper and a little more complicated, and we learn that his version of reality isn't necessarily the version that's happening. I've got all these great scenes with Sophia where like strong signals, and what Tom's takeaway is from the interactions is entirely different. That was really fun to play. To find things in Sophia's performance that he could react to differently than, maybe what a normal person would react to.
Totally. Well, and you know what I loved about that? We had such a good time, Nancy, working together and playing off of each other because, there's that adage, people don't receive things necessarily as you mean them, they receive things as they are. It's like one of those things we talk about, particularly with social media, right? You never know if somebody is going to get your meaning or your intonation in text. And so, what was really cool for us as actors was to find these sort of wavy lines between these two people and go, oh, well, I, that might seem a little weird to me if a man said that to me, or, vice versa for Chris. Oh, it might seem something if a woman spoke to him in this way. And we really got to toy with how do we, as people who are sharing a very intimate experience, but who don't know each other intimately or barely at all, how can we always be in the place of, am I misreading this? This is a crazy situation. I should be a little more generous. I should make a little more space for how strange this is. And sometimes your best intentions are what get you in trouble. And that was really cool for us to find. And sometimes Jeff would call cut and we'd both just be like, "Oh, it was terrible. It was weird. It was horrible. I hated it." Because it's uncomfortable, but it's our job as actors to figure that out and find that sort of fun together.
So how much fun did you have in some of the film with action scenes? Those are pretty good, and also your preparation in them.
Yeah. Gosh. I mean, hats off to our stunt team, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, we had a great stunt team that really made some things look really great. And
Mhm.
it was a late night, and we were shooting them fast. So they took some they took some hits, and they were fantastic.
Absolutely. And I love working with teams like that too, because they come to work so prepared and then we get to really glean from that preparation. And for us, for me working with you, Chris, it's like you're a big physically intimidating dude. Thank God you're such a nice person. But the choreography that they set up for us obviously created such terror in the scenario, but they really made sure that we were able to very safely execute, all of these things. And I loved watching them work. I loved learning some tricks from them. Every time I get to do a stunt sequence, I feel like I walk away from something. And I particularly enjoyed in this film that whole bucket, if you will, of work we got to do because the last time I was doing stunts regularly, I was playing a cop. Like I was really in this very, tough persona, sort of unflappable woman. And in this movie, this mom gets really knocked sideways by what's happening in her life. And I liked being able to play someone who didn't know how to fight and who didn't know how to land when she fell and who would trip and fall running and who got to be afraid. That was really fun for me too. It was getting to feel, not like a superhero, just like a person trying her best.
I
Not that
really
I want to play a superhero, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I really like that about how the stunt scenes turned out as well, because there's a lot of messiness to it and it feels very real. It feels very organic to, an organic evolution of these characters in this story.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations, Sophia. So much work out with that sliding door, by the way. Wow.
Oh my goodness. I know that set. Can you believe we were so lucky to shoot in that gorgeous house? I loved it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time and congratulations.
Thank
Thanks.
you.